This presentation has many true connotations that have happened here in America as true stories. When do you want to die? Yes, that's a very candid question. But I'd like to explain to you how in our society we find ourselves very busy trying to do ourselves in. And I'd like to illustrate it through the life arrow. The feather part exemplifying birth, the point of the arrow representing death. They say life expectancy is at 78, so the middle point would be about 39. And as we shoot an arrow in through the air, it pierces through so quickly with great strength, but yet we know that the trip of this arrow will come to an end in the same light as our livelihood. So when it ends, there is no doing the same trip again unless it's with another arrow behind it. So what I'd like to tell you is, once our life's over with, there's no bringing us back. The greatest minds in the world rebuilt the space shuttle after it went into space. The greatest minds. But these great minds, as great as they are, cannot rebuild the human body. That space shuttle, at the cost of $2 billion, would only indicate to us, what are we worth? Well, I'm here to tell you, we're priceless. However, how we conduct ourselves and what we ingest in your body, this great specimen, which you are the captains of this ship. Let's start with, we eat today more starch and fat than ever before in our history. This is followed by sugar. It has been known that our adolescents consume 65 pounds of sugar in a year. We all enjoy our cup of coffee in the morning, but many of us find ourselves drinking coffee throughout the day. It has a drug called caffeine. Is that good? Is it bad? That's dependent on how we abuse it. The next thing that I'd like to share that we ingest a lot is we smoke. Many of us smoke. And we already understand through the Surgeon General that smoking is not good for our health. Now let's convolute this ingestion with alcohol and drugs. Consequently, we have a prescription tailor-made for shortening our life. Now that arrow, as it pierces through the air, if there's a crosswind, it's going to slow it down and its journey will end soon. Well, let's say that what I'm talking about in terms of what we ingest is the crosswind, and our journey will end soon. Our livelihood, even if we live to 78, is not really a good livelihood if we have already spent 10 years with a walker, a breathing apparatus, or a wheelchair. These are all things that come about as a result of how we take care of ourselves. It is known that we take better care of our vehicles than we do our own bodies. Why? Because we want the car to look nice and we want it to last longer. But yet, we don't take those same considerations within ourselves. So What does this lead to? Well, leading disease killer is heart disease. It kills over 800,000 people a year, and millions more with cardio issues and problems. That's followed by cancer that kills over 500,000 people a year, and millions more who have cancer and are being treated but will soon perish. What do I have as a point? Well, our doctors recommend that our livelihood to good health has been primarily dependent on exercise and diet. Well, if that is true, we are obviously not following that prescription well.